One of the things I'm noticing in looking at some of your stuff, it looks like when you came to Alaska, it looks like financially things started. I mean, is it because it was more expensive up here, or is it because you had to go outside to do the things that you were doing when you lived outside? I mean, when you lived in Washington, you could drive, I assume, to places,
right.
And then you come up here and you have to fly because you don't like doing things
Right.
in your own. I mean, it looks like there's an obvious progression of would you say you had money problems, or?
No. I mean, I had a lot of credit. I wasn't really worried about the credit.
You weren't planning on paying it off, or?
Probably not.
So, I guess then my question would be then, so since you lived in Alaska, would you say that with some of these things, like financing things, whether you had with burglaries or robberies, did you have to do more when you were here to survive? In other words, and looks like making your minimum payments on your credit cards when they got to the.
Seems like there was one time that I did. There was something that went wrong. That happened a few times after I went in business for myself. There would be a job that went bad or I didn't get paid for, and then I would have to scramble a little bit. But for the most part, I didn't really worry too much about that kind of thing.
Scramble meaning book a flight?
Figure out what to do. I was going to do about money to pay the bills, but for the most part, I didn't really like to worry about that stuff too much. And
a lot of stuff is just curiosity too. Like you said the bank in Azelle, I said $10,000 is a lot of money. And you're like, no, it's not.
Well, it's a small bank. It seems like it was a pretty small bank.
What would be a, without it, hypothetically, what would be what's a good bank score if 10,000 is not?
No, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying for a bank robbery, I don't know, for a takeover robbery, that's not that much money.
For a good takeover robbery, what could one expect?
I would think more than $10,000.
So if someone was a pretty decent bank robber and had a 14, 15-year career doing it, how much money do you think one could maybe not accumulate, but have you thought of that? Do you know that exactly?
I don't know. I suppose you could accumulate a lot of money. You can accumulate a lot of things.
What's the most you've gotten?
I don't know that, honestly.
More than 10, though.
About.
Yeah, more than $10,000.